is LBC News.
Now, how's your cryptocurrency doing? Has it plummeted in value of late? Certainly after the dilemmas and concerns about FTX. There was a sort of cold caught by the whole cryptocurrency sector with values wandering around all over the place. Asanka Weeratunge is a financial markets trader. He's also program manager at the London Academy of Trading, and we're on a Zoom call together right now. Asanka, good morning.
Morning. How are you?
How's your trading been going since the FTX story blew up?
For me personally, not so bad, because I've taken quite an early decision and position on crypto to not invest or to trade the crypto space, and I think there's probably evidence for that over the past week.
Quite a few people decided to do likewise, didn't they, Asanka? Just explain from your knowledge of the sector then. We had, if you like, a bit like related to, I don't know, bricks and mortar businesses. A business got into trouble, another business came along and said, well, OK, we'll do a takeover, we'll help you out here, and then had a look at the books and ran away.
Yeah, I suppose it wasn't just a case of just the books. It was probably a case of the association as well. So if you think of a certain company, why it might have failed, if it's just a matter of numbers, then it sometimes can be fixed. But also there's clearly going to be a stigma around FTX, the company we're talking about, of course. And that's a big part of the crypto space, is that people would like to invest and put their money in a place that's trusted. So I think that's probably one of the big issues as well, was that the brand essentially lost a lot of trust, a lot of value in that sense.
Now, just help out the naive questions here. It's not really just like a bank, is it? Because if I've got a cryptocurrency coin, let's say a Bitcoin, because I think that's the one everyone's heard of, I can't just run into a building or a building somewhere or log onto a website and say, give me whatever it's worth in dollars. Or can I?
No, certain places you can. That's the sort of tempting thing. I was talking to some students about it some time ago, and, there was, I think I used to work in Tower Hill, and in St. Catherine's Docks in Tower Hill, probably about 6 years ago, there was a market stall, a market every week, and one of the market vendors accepted Bitcoin for their Italian food. I'm not kidding. One place accepted Bitcoin for their Italian food. So, I mean, if
one Bitcoin would be a bit too much for a bit of Italian food these days.
Well, that was it. They took denominations off. But so you can use it functionally, and a lot of people do see it as that. But unfortunately, the main issue is that cost of living's gone up. People are looking for additional incomes. This is why people turn to us as a trading academy as well, to supplement current incomes. But with the crypto space, the promises can be ludicrous. And a lot of people are putting a lot of money. When I say a lot of money, that's relative, of course. But a lot of money is money that you can't really afford to lose. And a lot of people are putting those levels of money into the crypto space, hoping that it will double, triple, so on and so forth. The issue here is that...
Go on, no, so you go.
Yeah, the issue here is that it's not regulated like a bank, as you said.
Yeah.
There's no regulation. So what's essentially happened here, there's a chap called Sam Bankman-Fried. He had FTX. He had his own coin as well, which is something you could invest in. He also had a hedge fund running in the background. He funded the hedge fund with clients' capital, essentially. The hedge fund wasn't doing so well. Their books were pretty poor. Then on the back of that, funding was pulled. And in order to cover, essentially his collateral were clients' money from his FTX platform put into the hedge fund. And now, due to the lack of regulation, people can't take their money out, and people couldn't take their money out. There's billions that have gone missing. But again, it all comes down to regulation.
Sorry to jump in with a dumb question, but let me ask it. What is the point of the cryptocurrency markets? Are they do they have a value as an investment vehicle or as a trading bank in any sense?
Yeah,
do we need them? I suppose is what I'm saying.
I mean, at the moment, there's no intrinsic value until it gets regulated and used for everyday purposes, like you said. Just an example off the top of my head. Imagine if you could go into Amazon, you could buy your Amazon stuff with your Bitcoin, something like that, as an example. But it would have to be regulated first. Before regulation happens, intrinsic value, isn't actually there. It's more sort of hot air value that essentially added and compounded by more and more people purchase. And it's a self-fulfilling thing, the fact that cryptos go up. 10 people buy it, more people buy it because people have bought it. Therefore, more people buy it because it's gone up, and so more people will buy it, and so on and so forth. But what we've found is that you said, the Binance CEO, Zhangpeng Zhao, he decided not to buy it, not to bail them out, because probably really just the association with the company was one of such mistrust. He didn't want, because he owns Binance, he didn't want to associate himself. Like I said, it does go down to regulation. You know, Bitcoin has dropped 20% on the back of that. So the major coin, Bitcoin, has dropped 20%. The FTT coin that this chap Sam Bankman-Fried owned, that dropped 94%. These are the risks you can take. I mean, they can go flying up, of course, but you can also lose everything due to the lack of, one, regulation, but also intrinsic requirement or need or value, which will come on the back of regulation. And this might push it to be regulated. There might be a push for regulation in the back of this, but as it stands, I was talking to my students this morning about it, and, we're currently just off Tottenham Court Road, and I said, if somebody put a box out on the street in Tottenham Court Road and said, if you put £10 in here, maybe tomorrow I'll give you 20.
Somebody's going to be interested, aren't they, I suppose?
Well, if you put if you put your tenner in there and tomorrow I wasn't there, is it my fault or is it your fault?
Good question.
So
indeed.
this is the issue with lack of regulation on something like on cryptos, and unfortunately, like I said, people are being pressured into it due to the cost of living, inflation globally going up, and people looking to make a bit more money. And unfortunately, it's something that really doesn't have too much stability on the back of it. And, it's one of the things we teach here at London Academy of Trading hugely is capital preservation and risk management. I've always been on the defensive teams of sports teams, and I've always focused on, and we focus on, not conceding goals before you consider scoring goals. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't see it that way, and they're just trying to score 4 or 5 goals, but end up conceding 8.
Asanka, thank you for explaining that to us. Asanka Weeratunge, who is a financial markets trader and, as you heard him mention, Programme Manager at the London Academy of Trading.